So Chevrolet is delaying, possibly killing off the 7th generation Camaro. Here's why that's a bad thing for the Mustang. I don't know what they were thinking. Why they thought that, you know, consumers would. All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I am personally in Orlando, Florida on vacation for the week. I've been here for a few days having a blast. But unfortunately, I woke up this morning to some unfortunate news, and that revolves around GM possibly killing off the Camaro, at the very least just delaying it for the next few years up until 2023, thereabout. Now, you guys know that I like to stay on top of things. Lethal Camaro actually put out a really good video about this, and then there's some other YouTubers as well that have touched on this whole fiasco. But you're going to hear my side of the story now and how it relates to the current Mustang. Why killing off the Camaro might be catastrophic, why it's a bad thing. So we know the song and dance, we know history, we know that Chevrolet has killed off the Camaro in the past, and the Mustang has been the only muscle sports car, if you will, to be in existence non-stop. We know everything about the Mustangs. We know they're great cars. They had a refresh in 2018. It was pretty much an overhaul. We also know that the other brands have come and gone as far as their sports cars go, their muscle cars. Chevrolet Camaro has died in the past, then it came back, and in my opinion, the 6th generation Camaro was the very best, and I absolutely love that car. I'm a Mustang owner, but I have a tremendous amount of respect for the Camaro. The chassis that thing is built on, the Alpha chassis, it is flawless. Arguably, it will actually handle better than a Mustang, depending on what spec you go with. But Chevrolet, I mean, you built a good product, so what's the deal? Why are you killing it off now? Lethal Camaro put out a video, and he talked about some of the, he basically broke down some of the rumors, because we know how rumors go. One person says this, and then by the time it gets to the 3rd, 4th, 5th person, the story's completely changed. But there is a lot of speculation going on right now about what this whole thing means, because Chevrolet, GM, is not actually saying a whole lot. So what it really is going to come down to, I think at the end of the day, is sales. The Mustang has been dominating in the sports muscle car sales category, and it's pretty much just leaving the Camaro in its rearview mirror. And I imagine how frustrating that can be, especially if you own a Camaro or if you're a Camaro fan. I personally love them all. And here's the thing, competition is great for product development, innovation, pushing all these different platforms into the future where they need to be. But when we have one of them dying off, it can affect the other brands. Now, the Mustang specifically is, I would say, not targeted towards the Camaro. Ford has kind of got their eyes up there in the clouds, if you will. They have these goals that they want to achieve. They're on to bigger and better things, where the Camaro has been on the heels. We've gotten a little bit back and forth as far as power, features, benefits, but at the end of the day, the Camaro really is packed full of some cool stuff. It handles well. I love the car. I think the 6th generation looks killer. But what GM did is they tried to spread their design language across a few different cars. Now, that could be a good and a bad thing. Subaru kind of does that if you're a Subaru fan. If you look at the interiors of like this model, they can be very similar. Now, GM is actually kind of doing the same thing, and it just doesn't work. The Camaro is supposed to be a little bit different. If anything, it's the gateway drug, if you will, to the Corvette. The Corvette is a great car. Love them. But the C8 is coming out, and GM, we know, is pushing tons and tons of R&D and money into the C8 development. But because they're doing that, what is going on with the Camaro? Why are they leaving it out? Because not everybody can afford this, you know, $70,000 plus Corvette. Well, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. And the only bad thing about the Camaro for me really is the visibility. But actually digress a little bit. The Camaro, honestly, when you're sitting in it, might be a little bit of a tank, but looking out of it, I mean, you adjust very quickly. So when people make that argument against the Camaro, I kind of find it a little bit laughable, because I've got a lot of seat time in the Camaro as well. I think they're great. You can see out them just fine. The styling of the Camaros is great, except for the 2019 refresh. What they did was they took this Transformers car and then built it. You should never do that. You know, concept cars are one thing, but sometimes when you go a little too crazy with them, it doesn't really come off that well. You know, it's cool to look at a futuristic thing and be like, oh, that's neat, but I mean, you wouldn't want to drive it every day. I think that they just pushed that whole image a little too fast on us. And it's really honestly simple things. The flow tie in the center of the bumper of the 2019 SS is honestly, for me, the deal breaker. I mean, I could not own that car regardless of the new 10-speed and everything that's in it. I could not own that car looking at that front bumper, just the emblem, the flow tie emblem in the center of the bumper. I don't know what they were thinking, why they thought that, you know, consumers would love that. But what they did for 2020 is they're refreshing it again. They're moving that flow tie up into the grill where it should be, and it looks honestly perfect. I think it's perfect. So if they're fixing things for 2020, why are they going to kill off the Camaro? Why are they going to delay it? Well, I don't think it's dying. I don't think it's dying, not yet. I think that would be a massive mistake for GM to actually kill off the Camaro, because here's the deal. It died once before, it came back. It's a zombie vehicle, right? But if they kill it off again, it's going to be gone, guys. It's going to be gone for the very long foreseeable future. Probably 20, 30, 40 years, I would bet. If they kill off the vehicle, it's going to be gone for a long time. And what that means for the Mustang is less competition. Yes, Mustang is not really focusing on Camaro that much. They've got their eyes on bigger and better things. But you know what they say, keep your friends close, your enemies closer, right? Ford may have their sights way up in the clouds for the Mustang, but that doesn't mean that they're not somewhat focused on what Camaro is doing, because every time one company pushes a product, they're going to come back and they're just going to compete little by little by little, like Magnetic Ride, RevMat, the 10-speed automatic, all these different things all come into play. They're all very important. So what that means is when one of them goes away, that other company that's having a lot of success may trickle down a little bit. They don't necessarily need to focus on pushing the product into the future as fast as the other guys to keep up, to stay ahead. So we also know that the rumors of the Mustang are that they're not going to have the S650 come out for another 2 or 3 years as well. So what I think is happening is because the Mustang is actually delaying the S650 by a couple of years, Chevrolet is just trying to match that. And that also leads us into a Ford and GM merger. There is some stuff going around on the internet right now. What does that mean for both companies? Are they going to kill off the Camaro just to have just the Mustang, and then is the Corvette going to be its own thing? The C7's going to go away. Is the C8 going to be some special thing? Will it branch off from Chevrolet? Will it be its own deal? Who knows? But there's a lot of moving pieces going on right now. I think it's very interesting, and it's kind of scary. It really is kind of scary, because I am a Camaro fan, I'm a car fan, I'm an enthusiast, and I would like to, it's really tough to see one of them die off and go away, because you don't know if it's going to come back. And that's just unfortunate, because the Camaro is a piece of history, just like the Mustang, just like the Dodge Chargers, all of these different cars. They are pieces of history, and when you see one of these things go away, it is sad. But you know, life goes on. Does this mean that the Mustang will forever, at least for the next probably 20 years, be the head dog? Well, the Challenger and the Charger are separate. They are the old school muscle cars. You can't look at a 2018 or 2019 Mustang and call it a muscle car. It's not. It's a sports car. They're getting faster. They're getting lighter. They're getting everything. So the Camaro is heading in that direction. And then what happened? You know, it's I don't know. It's unfortunate. It is unfortunate. But yes, this is kind of a rambling video. I just felt like taking a couple of minutes out of my day here, putting my vacation on pause for the sake of bringing you guys some information that possibly the Camaro is going away, but I think it's just going to be delayed. According to Lethal Camaro, his YouTube video, it is just being delayed. It's not totally killed off yet. GM is not saying a whole lot, but you know, time will tell. I'm sure we're going to get more information in the future, but you know, this is just kind of an unfortunate thing. that we have to go through. But hopefully, we'll pray that the Camaro does not get killed off. Chevrolet, please do not kill off the Camaro. It is a great car. Keep it around. It's good for, for the competition. It keeps these products moving in the future. It keeps them on path in the direction that we want to go. And I think that if one of them goes away, it's going to hinder some of the others. Fortunate video, but as more information comes out, yeah, we'll definitely bring it to you and we'll talk about it. We'll have a discussion. But these are just some of my thoughts on this whole thing. I think that Chevrolet should keep the car around, and I think it's bad for everybody if the Chevrolet Camaro goes away. So until next video, I will see you guys later. I'm gonna go get back to my vacation and bring you some fun content whenever I get home in a couple of days. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.